everyone, and did you guys just see the posting for McCall's summer patterns? Well, we're going to talk about what I picked up and why I did not pick up things and the comparison that McCall's summer patterns has. So if that's some content that you would like to see, keep on watching. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video I am going to show you the 5 patterns that I picked up over the weekend for the McCall's summer 2022 pattern sale. Now I picked up some old patterns as well, but I do not want to show those to you guys because you guys probably have already seen some of these patterns. But in this video, I am going to strictly talk about those 5 patterns that I picked up as part of the McCall's summer sale, and then talk about the ones I did not pick up. All right. So before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into this video. All right. So I picked up a total of 5 patterns for the McCall's summer 2022 pattern sale. The first pattern that I picked up was a bag pattern, and that pattern number is 8307. Now I'm going to put all of these patterns up on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about and explain why I picked them up. I'm going to show the ones that I picked up first, and then the ones I did not pick up, I'm going to tell you why I did not pick them up, okay? So the first pattern is McCall's 8307, and this pattern is a bag pattern. It is a soft casual bag and tote. It has contrasted handles and inside pockets. View A has a drawstring closure, view B has your inside ties, and then view C has a magnetic closure. View D has that decorative tassel closure as well. So I picked it up because I feel like it was easy. It's going to be a nice accessory pattern that I could do to tie in when I do a collection, because you guys know that I like doing collections and stuff. So I think an accessory is always welcome for a collection. So that's why I went ahead and picked that up. So the next pattern that I picked up is McCall's 8310. And the reason why I picked up this pattern is simply because it is a decorative pillow pattern. It's an easy pattern that comes in 3 different sizes. It's perfect for, you know, Ankara print, basically any type of cotton print. You can use any type of cotton print, Ankara print, paisley print, whatever print that you want, or even solid. Now, because I like to decorate my kids' bed and my couches and stuff like that, I went ahead and picked up this pattern because yes, I do have a lot of pillows and, you know, different craft patterns, but because it was $1.99, why not? So I went ahead and picked this pattern up as well. All right, so moving on into the next pattern that I picked up. I picked up 3 patterns for my daughter. So the first pattern that I picked up is 8316. So this pattern is basically a skirt pattern, and it has like a ruffle skirt. Now my daughter said that she wants a skirt, because she's seen a pattern that I will be doing that is a skirt pattern, and she said, "Mommy, I want a skirt too. Could I get a skirt? Not just the shorts or just the skirt, but could you pair them together and make a skirt for me?" So I told her yes. So right when I told her yes, about 2 months later, McCall's popped up with this skirt pattern, which happens to be 8316. Now this pattern is a ruffle skirt. It have elastic waistband. View A is your asymmetrical ruffle. View B is your double ruffle skirt. View C is the lower ruffle, and then view D has like the ribbon and long pants that hits below the mid knee. So she wanted this pattern. She loves the pattern, so I went ahead and picked it up for that $1.99, the Lolo. All right, next pattern, 8317. So the reason why I picked up this pattern, once again, is for my daughter, and I don't like to take a lot of time on these, you know, kids patterns whatsoever, but it is a pullover romper and jumpsuit that have elastic waist. Now, I know you're wondering kind of like, why did you pick this pattern up for her, but did you pick it up for yourself? So yes, I did pick up this same pattern for myself, which the pattern number is 8313. This is the only pattern that it's part of McCall's summer patterns that I picked up for myself, okay? Outside of those two craft patterns or home decor patterns, the bag and the pillows, this is the only garment one that I picked up for myself. So back to what I was saying, this is a pull-on romper and jumpsuit to have elastic waist, V-neck and dolman sleeves, view A and view B. Also has that purchase lace trim that you can do, and then it also has like the ruffle details. View C has the elastic hem. Now this reminds me of a pattern. It's a pant pattern that has like that asymmetrical hem. If I find that pattern, because I know it was a couple of years ago, and I want to say it is a Nicole pattern, Nicole Miller, I believe is her name, pattern that I've seen. I'm gonna try to find that pattern and put it up because I could think of the number, but I don't want to be incorrect. So if I find that pattern in my stash, I will go ahead and put it up on the screen. All right, now moving on from all the patterns that I picked up, those are all the patterns that I picked up. Now let's get into these patterns that I did not pick up and why. All right, so the first one is McCall's 8318. Did you guys not see this pattern? So first of all, it is a vintage pattern. I do like some vintage patterns, but if you remember from, I want to say it was Friday, I posted McCall's 8313. And in that video, it is a sundress. Now, this same pattern is the exact same pattern I just posted Friday as a pattern review. So if you missed that pattern review, you could also go to the end screen and see that pattern review. I will also put it in the description box below so you can see that pattern review. However, this 8318, you guys, it's the exact same pattern, right? All they did was take patch pockets from another pattern. So number one, you can take the patch pockets from Simplicity 9324 and have the exact same pattern. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying, that's all they did was add oversized pockets, but I'm telling you, you can take the pockets, once again, you can take the pockets from Simplicity 9324 and have the exact same pattern and save you $1.99, okay? Let's get into the next pattern, all right? The next pattern was 8311. And the reason why I did not pick up this pattern is because it reminds me of something from, I want to say the early spring. It was 8252. It looks exactly the same. I'm going to show all the pattern pictures so you can see what I'm talking about. So it seemed like, well, first of all, I'm not a fan of a whole bunch of cutouts. Now, from time to time, I will make something that has a cutout in the back or something like that. But this reminds me of McCall's 8252, which I did pick up, okay? And I do have plans to make that in the near future. However, to bring that same pattern or close enough to it back out literally 2 seasons later is ridiculous. So I did not pick that pattern up. What can I say? All right, let's move on to the next pattern. So the next pattern is 8320, McCall's 8320. And why I did not pick this pattern up is very easy. This pattern is exactly like a new look pattern that I just picked up, and I like to call this the Bridgerton pattern, okay? I believe that pattern number is new look 6719, if I remember correctly. So this pattern came out roughly, I want to say it came out last year spring, and I purchased the pattern then. I do not need another pattern just like this, but it also reminds me of another pattern, that Simplicity, that I'm gonna put up on the screen, that just came out during the springtime for the same pattern. So, I mean, like, come on. It seemed like McCall's didn't make big efforts to do anything different within the last year, because I'm just gonna put it out there. In 2020, during the springtime, I believe it was like they did spring summer, because McCall's did not release a lot of patterns in 2020, and I do get that, you know, the pandemic and all that stuff. They had a whole season of reissued patterns, okay? And during that time, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, McCall's, really? Come on. These last 2 or 3 seasons have not been good for McCall's. I hate to say it, but some patterns are great, but the seasons has been trash. Sorry to say that, but it's been true. There are some good patterns that McCall's have, but these last seasons has been really, you know. So moving on to the next pattern, because I don't want to make this video very long. So the next pattern is 8325. This pattern reminds me of yet again another pattern. It's a simplicity pattern, and I believe that pattern number is Simplicity 9346. And I think that this pattern just came out early spring or spring. I purchased the pattern. I have not done it. It is an easy to sew pattern. It's pretty much exactly the same. So it was no need to pick up this pattern, okay? So that's why I did not pick it up. Moving on to the next pattern. McCall's 8312 is the next pattern I did not pick up. Now, the reason why I did not pick this up is because this is a split pattern of 2 patterns that I have that I'm thinking of. The first pattern is, let me look at my notes. The first pattern is the bodice portion of McCall's 7650, but it also has like the sleeves and the skirt portion of McCall's 7969, which is a great pattern, and many sewers have done this okay pattern. So once again, the patterns are the bodice portion of McCall's 7650, but then the sleeves and the skirt portion of McCall's 7969. But it's exactly pretty much the same. I mean, did they do anything different? Not really. But I mean, you be the judge of what you think these patterns are. Moving on to the next pattern. Let's talk about McCall's 8321. Why I did not pick this pattern up? It's obvious. It's exactly like a previous pattern. I'm gonna put that pattern up so you can see what I'm talking about for 8321. It seems like they used the back of a simplicity pattern that just came out for the summer patterns. I'm gonna put it up what the back reminds me of. It seemed like all they did was just add a bow. Not hard to do. The front reminds me of a new look pattern, okay? So I'm gonna put that pattern up as well so you can see why I did not pick this pattern up. It's just I'm being very strategic with what patterns I pick up, because I have a huge stash of patterns and I don't want to continuously pick up patterns that's similar to a previous one just because it's $1.99. Okay, I don't want to do that. However, if there are too many similarities for a pattern, there is no reason for me to pick it up. And these are too similar to a previous pattern that I already have, that all you have to do is hack 1 or 2 things and get the exact same pattern. So yeah, I didn't pick this one up. 8322. You guys, this pattern reminds me of so many patterns, okay? So it reminds me of McCall's 8192, a pattern that I have already done. So when I did the hashtag so much colors, it reminds me of that pattern. I can't think of the number right off the top of my head. I'm gonna put it up so you can see. It reminds me of the bodice of that one. It reminds me of McCall's 8087. It reminds me of so many patterns for that tier section of this pattern. I wasn't feeling it when I seen it, so I did not pick this pattern up. All right, moving on to the next pattern. Let's definitely talk about 8324, you guys. Is this not Mimi G pattern that just came out like spring? That a lot of us sewers have done? Simplicity 9550? All right, so I have done this pattern, and I did this pattern for hashtag so much color, right? And when I seen this pattern, I didn't even need to look at the back. just from the front. I said, is this not Mimi G's pattern, Simplicity 9550? However, they got creative and decided to make straps, ties, or whatever to go around the front. But one thing I want to mention is the back. So the back is exactly like the back of what I told you Sunday that I was going to do to go with the short A-line skirt that I made. So if you missed that video, I'll link it in the end screen and in the description box below for the short A-line skirt, which is McCall's 8044. But in that video, I said I was planning on doing McCall's 8043. So the back looks exactly like McCall's 8043, but the front is Simplicity 9550, which is the Mimi G pattern. So they're getting a little creative by making the front of one pattern and making the back of another pattern. But still, you can hack it and get the same thing and save you $2.15 with taxes, okay? Depending on your percentage on your tax rate, all right? Mine's a 6.5% here in Florida. Don't know what yours are, where you stay, all right? So moving on to the next pattern, 8329. So, I mean, I did not pick this up. This pattern doesn't remind me of another swimsuit pattern per se, but I didn't pick it up simply because I do have roughly about 11 swimsuit patterns, and to be honest, I might make a swimsuit next year. I do have some swimsuit fabric that's been in my stash for about 5 to 6 years now, but I just did not feel like picking up another swimsuit pattern, so that's why I didn't pick it up. Well, that's it for the McCalls, what I picked up versus what I did not pick up. So let's go ahead and talk about the upcoming pattern sale. All right, so the upcoming pattern sale for this week is Butterick and Vogue. Butterick will be on sale starting Thursday, this Thursday, the 11th of August, right, 2022. And Vogue will be on sale at $5.99. So make sure you make your list and go to Joann's and pick up those patterns. However, I'm not gonna get into this in this video, but did you guys not see Butterick summer patterns? Did you think that they were trash as well, or did you like the pattern? Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts. But I just want to say this will be another pattern sale that I will be missing. I will not be picking up any Butterick or Vogue patterns, but stay tuned for next week when they are having Joann's. When I say they, Joann's is having a pattern sale from McCall's and Berta patterns, which will start August the 18th. McCall's will be on sale for $1.99. Berta patterns will be on sale for $2.99. So make sure you see that flyer, which I already have the flyer. Make sure you see that flyer, and if there's any patterns that you plan on picking up, I highly advise you to go ahead and make your list and then head over to Joann's and pick those patterns up. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my comparison, my thoughts, and what patterns that I picked up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So I'll catch you in the next video, and as always, keep sewing.